When you think of the biggest TF2 trades of all time, what is the first thing you think of? Is it perhaps when the first ever golden frying pan sale happened for over $5,000? This was 9 years ago now, nearly a decade ago. And of course, the golden pan price has fluctuated and it's pretty much around that price these days. But back then, this was a pretty big deal. Maybe you're more of a classical person and you think of the Burning Flames team captain, that quintessential Team Fortress 2 hat that regularly sells for over $10,000 and as recently as 5 years ago sold for $14,000. That's the price it stays around these days. Or maybe you are more in tune with the trading scene and you think of the Dark Blaze Antlers, which sold for 3 golden frying pans. That's right, over 10,000 keys worth of items for a non-equip region misc item with a Halloween effect. Is there a trade bigger? Well, recently one of, if not the biggest TF2 trade happened. The biggest exchange of value of items in the game that I think I may have ever witnessed. And you know what? If anyone's watching can think of something bigger, let me know. But this could be the biggest TF2 trade of all time. Imagine, if you will, you're sat in a trading server and you see that appear in the chat. Somebody trading for 10 golden frying pans. What on earth could that person have traded for 10 golden frying pans? That's the golden frying pan that you get from an MVM drop. The thing that is worth over $5,000 that everyone tries to grind for in MVM. One of the pinnacles of trading, but 10 of them. 10 of them. Imagine just sitting there and seeing this pop up in your TF2 menu that you've traded for 10 golden frying pans. All right, I'm hyping it up a little bit here, but this is the trade that happened. This is the trade that happened the other day. 43 unusual bonk boys of varying unusual qualities, plus a tossle cap unusual, traded for 10 golden frying pans. This was the trade that happened recently, and it is quite possibly the biggest trade in TF2 history in terms of actual money value. And we'll get down to the specifics a little bit later in terms of value. But if you want to, if it's hard to see, or if you're not sure of some of these unusual effects, I will tell you what happened. So the regular unusual bonk boys. Remember, the bonk boy is a misc. It is one of the old school miscellaneous items, one of the originals that you can wear. It goes across the eye region. So of course, a lot of these are extremely valuable because there aren't new miscs happening anymore. You obviously have the quick switch items that can happen. There's the debacle going on at the moment about whether or not that's getting banned or removed from the game. But in terms of Scout, this is one of the most desired misc items. In terms of the unusuals that were here, we have Time Warp, Kilowatt, Terawatt, Circling Peace Sign, Circling TF Logo, Burning Flames, Scorching Flames, Electrostatic, Bubbling, Arcana, Smoking, Steaming, Sulphurous, Circling Heart, Haunted Ghosts, Dead Presidents, Aces High, Cauldron Bubbles, Disco Beatdown, Miami Nights, and Orbiting Planets. Those are the regular unusuals. Now, of course, the Bonk Boy has a Strangifier, so you can actually make these unusual strange if you have a Strangifier. So there are a bunch of strange unusuals as well, and those effects are Massed Flies, Sunbeams, It's a Secret to Everybody, Blizzardy Storm, Death at Dusk, Morning Glory, Nuts and Bolts, Cloudy Moon, Stormy Moon, Purple Confetti, Eerie Orbiting Fire, Haunted Phantasm Jr., Vivid Searing Plasmas, Orbiting Fire, Flaming Lantern, Antifreeze, Frostbite, Stormy 13th Hour, Purple and Green Energies, and Cloud 9. And if you know anything really about, rare and expensive items in TF2, there's a lot of items there, a lot of very rare. I mean, we're talking about the classics, the Burning, the Scorching Flames, the Sunbeams. I used to own a strange Sunbeams bonk boy myself, and they were pretty expensive, and the price is only going up, as well as a lot of Halloween effects. Things like Cloudy Moon and things like that, those are very, very expensive. And just to top it off, as well as the 43 unusual bonk boys, there is also a Hellfire Tossle Cap you can see hiding in there. It's level 100 and has a Halloween spell on it, and it's just a casual thing, one of one, the only one that exists, only Tossle Cap with that effect in the world. That's pretty crazy. 43 bonk boys and an unusual Tossle Cap for 10 golden pans. A little fun fact, the Time Warp bonk boy here, Time Warp, a pretty popular effect, was last price updated 9 years ago, nearly a decade ago since the price was actually looked at. So the actual price probably a lot different, and definitely a lot higher since it was nearly a decade ago, back when, you know, MISCs were still a thing, and being released by Valve, and the kind of the scrabble for people to trying to get new MISCs or old MISCs in order to have is pretty crazy. You can take a look here. This is the price of a golden frying pan. Last updated around 7 months ago. You can see around 2 years ago, the price of a golden pan was around $3,000. And towards the end of 2020, you can see this orange line here starts going up. And the price went up and up. And it's kind of leveled out here around $5,000. Just above the $5,000 mark. Taking a look here, this is the value, the median value of the price range, because on Backpack TF, often it's price ranges that things are done at. So the low value, 2,800 to 3,200 keys. So if we take the middle value, 3,000, that's worth around $5,280.75. That is the dollar value of a golden pan, roughly. So I took a look, and I just for those of you who struggle with your maths, I put it into a calculator onto Google, and 5,280.75 times 10 is $52,807.50. Over $52,800 in value for a single trade. Again, if anyone knows of a bigger trade out there, let me know in the comments, because to my knowledge, and I've spoken to a bunch of traders recently, and since this has happened, a bunch of people were messaging me being like, have you seen? This is the biggest trade I think that I've ever seen in terms of value being exchanged between two people. Now, these were the bonk boys. You can see they're like different values there. The 43 bonk boys, the Tossle Cap isn't included in this picture. But this is the kind of around the values for a lot of these bonk boys. You can just see there's a number of them there worth over 1,000 keys. A lot of the kind of Gen 1 effects, a lot of the Halloween effects that are very, very difficult to get. The highest one there, you can see over 2,500 keys. I've been told by the person who received the golden pans that the person who I thought, is this a bonk boy collector? Is this someone who just loves the bonk boy and just wants to have all of them? Apparently not. They're going to be selling them off piecemeal, just one at a time, and maybe trying to make some profit that way by just selling each bonk boy individually at different prices. And like I said, that Time Warp was last valued nearly a decade ago and is, rest assured, more valuable than seen on this graphic here. So if anyone's looking for a bonk boy to buy, there's probably going to be quite a few entering the market over the coming days. Now, this spoke to the person as well. I'm friends with the person who made this trade on one of the sides. The person received the golden pans, and I was like, what are you going to do with all those golden pans, buddy? And apparently just selling them, just going to be selling some of them off. 5 of them have already been sold off for cash. So, I mean, this is what people seem to be doing now in terms of cashing out items. They want to just get golden pans because they're very easy to sell, and you can sell them for that sort of $5,000-ish mark, and it's very, very simple to do. So there we have it. possibly the biggest trade I have ever seen in TF2. And I know I keep saying this, but let me know if you know of a trade that is even bigger than this. Over $50,000 worth of items being exchanged between two parties. Obviously, it wasn't for a single item. That is a completely different sort of record that we're talking here. But in terms of the pure amount of money being exchanged between two people, it's ridiculous. There are people out here who, you know, how many people do you know that have a backpack worth over $50,000 alone? The fact that there are people, these are the people at the upper end of the trading scene, the people with the most valuable backpacks who are making trades worth 50 grand. Absolutely insane. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, if you know of a bigger trade or any other massive similarly sized trades, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. I hope you've been enjoying the videos lately, guys. I've been trying to do more trading stuff, and yeah, again, if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, please let me know, because it's always nice to hear. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.